Good day, and how is everyone today? Let's see. Oop, Forgot about the background window. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A wonderful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be there? Would you be our neighbor? Hello, this is W.A. Boykin the second of Smart Home New Construction PCF Home. And as we start the day, I feel good. I feel great. I feel terrific. I feel good. I feel great. I feel terrific. I feel good. I feel great. I feel terrific. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I've got that joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart today. I've got that joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart, I've got that joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart today. Today, we're going over our normal understanding of homes, and today we will be talking and discussing about if you have the house style you want, you might want to actually then pick your lot. And we're even gonna the great thing is I see I also have some other windows open, so I might jump to those windows. And we're going to go over our normal progression. And our normal progression is this: what you're going to do when you're first looking to buy any home, whether it's new construction or retail or wholesale, is you want to find the money. Or, as I said before, show me the money. Because if you show the money, then you'll know exactly what type of home you can buy and where you'll be able to buy it. And a lot of times you're able to get a better deal because you actually know how much money you're working with and you're able to use that as a bargaining chip when actually out looking for your property. By the way, these are all just my opinions, and you can take these and go with these or not go with these. These are just my opinions. The next, we believe, is a very positive step is if you have your lot, you want to find your house because you want to turn that house into a home. So that means that if you have your lot, it sort of gives you an idea of the size and not necessarily style of home, but just the size of the home you're looking for and what you would like in that home. That's on you. However, as far as the size of the home, if you already have your lot, you can figure out the dimensions of the home and then you can decide if you want one, two, three, or four stories, or if you're going to be an apartment building or just a home. Because when you start moving up to a lot more stories, you start thinking more of a multifamily situation. Now, in another situation, if you actually have your house, I mean, you have your lot. No, wait, 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 wait. If you have your house, you're going to go look for your lot. And in looking for your lot, you're going to be thinking about things of, did I do this one? I almost want to say I did this. You know what? We're going to check back on our own channel. Just a moment, boys and girls. Let's see. Because that's starting to sound sort of familiar. Okay. Don't want to do double duty, as they say. No, no. That's what I thought. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'm fine. So, in you picking your lot, I really want to say I went over this already. But I'm still going to go over and we just combine this one and we're going to jump into the next one as well. However, and when you pick your, if you already have your house style that you actually want, then you really just need to pick out where you might want to place your lot. Do you want to be by the water? Do you want to be by the beach? Do you want to be in the mountains? Would you prefer something more flat land? Then you also, depending on where you are, want to take in mind such things as FEMA. And when I say FEMA, I don't mean the actually having them come out. I mean the actual FEMA for the FEMA flood zone and how and where your property is. You always want to check the FEMA map search. And the FEMA map search is a very simple address to find. You just put it into your search engine. And if you just put in FEMA Flood Map Service Center and search by address, it should come up on your Google search. Let me just attempt to do the same exact thing and let's just see if it pops up. Sure did. If you type in F as in Frank, E as in eraser, M as in Mary, A as in access, flood map, service center, search by address, you'll be able to search your actual map address and find out, and the great thing, they allow you to do this at no additional charge to you if your property lies in the FEMA flood zone. And this is very important for such things as putting in for your home insurance, as because, for example, in the areas such as the southeastern United States, especially in Florida, a lot of the actual insurance companies have removed themselves from that market because of the serious situation of the problem of just they didn't want to be there anymore and insure these homes that were actually in the FEMA flood zones. However, they were still insuring them just at prima rates. And they're beautiful areas because they're on beaches and things to that aspect. They're on beaches and coastal areas and lower lying areas are just beautiful. However, they're actually prone for that reason to water. What I found out is if you're looking at the United States map from the left to the right. Oh, I'm delving too deep. I forgot I'm supposed to. So let's see. I gotta actually make a note. I actually got deep into our subject. So I left off at FEMA. So I gotta stop at FEMA and go back. And I was talking about. Yeah, I was talking about the FEMA Flood Map Service Center. So I have to go back to that. I got too deep in the actual thing, and also let's see. I have to make a note. Here's a pen, great. And the note is about uh, America, East Coast, Lower than west. Okay. So now we're on number that's weird. So you like, and then also in okay, now we jump to the next one, which would be the list of things that you want in your house, the must-haves. So now that you actually have picked your house and your lot, you want to pick out the things that you want to really make sure you have in a home. And this also might, in fact, have you to alter the exact choice you make on the type of home you actually buy. Because, one must have might be that you live on the first level and you realize that one of the plans you picked was actually or picked for you was actually a two-level plan because of you might have wanted certain square footage. However, in order to get that square footage in the allotted area that you would like to, or allotted lot with the setbacks, you would need to actually make two levels for that home. So the list of must-haves also assist you in you determining what you're actually looking for in a home and what you want in a home. So there's these little, and also, of course, you want to make sure that the lot has, oops, my mistake. We're talking about the list of the things, the must-haves you have in a home. If you want, you might want an outside bar. You might want an inside bar. You might just want a great den. You might be the outdoorsy type. You might want a patio. You might want a smaller patio because you want more of a grassy area. It's all on you and your decision. That's one of the benefits of new construction. You actually paint the picture of the home you want as opposed to reworking the picture of someone else's home, which we can still assist with. Let's see, then, okay, then you also want to perhaps find an agent. If you have an agent to help you with a lot, they can do a lot of the particulars for you, making sure that the lot is viable, buildable, and all that type of thing, as well as you can hire them as different aspects. You might just want them to do research for you at the moment and then actually have them assist you with the actual new home purchase later on. And you could have them pay them on a whatever basis you happen to agree with the agent. Like you might not have to pay them at all, and just it comes out of the closings. It's all on what you want to work with. That's why I say it's a great benefit when you actually show them the money first because you actually know what you're working with. And that's a great bargaining chip. And here's something else. If showing me the money doesn't mean you have to have money, showing me the money just means you've already went and applied for financing and you know how much you're able to finance for the home you're looking for, or about the grants and various programs available for you as a part of some diaspora of either where you live or perhaps where you work throughout life. And an agent be more than happy to make sure that all your T's and are crossed and I's are dotted, and you can find a good one. You just have to sort of call and talk through and just speak to them, and they will give you a good idea if there's someone that can you can work with. And let's see. Next is that builder for the house. Check everything. Yes, you want to figure out so who you want to have to put your home together and how do you want your home to be put together. You want to make sure that you have a home that's going to be there after something has gone past. That's just a thought. If a home, if something's gone past and it might be a storm or something to that aspect, You would like your home to, you and your family to be safe in the home rather than, like your home being splinters. And hopefully you were not there. Let's see. You want to choose, you want to choose someone who can put your home together well. You just want a excellently well structured, well put together home. You want to speak to the various teams about the homes. Like, I'm a very personable person. However, in actually speaking about the homes, I also understand now it's better for me to hand off to my associates that are more technically versed in various areas of the home. Because, look, number one, they're the builders and they're the contractors. And although I'm studying, they are the builder and are the contractors. And they've been through this many times. So they know exactly how to speak to the client and what to say to the client. So I suggest, if you want to move forward, you really need a good team. I was attempting to do things by myself. However, with team, you're able to move a lot faster and a lot smoother. So you want to choose who you have build your home, how you have your home built, and with what they use to build your home. Like, we use concrete insulated by expanded polystyrene foam, which is insulation, steel. It's a steel panel, wire mesh, wire welded mesh, surrounded by or surrounding expanded polystyrene foam, erected into which is a wall panel covered with shotcrete rather, to create an excellent shell that has been through Category 5 hurricanes, tested with earthquakes, all types of intermittent weather. If you're thinking about a good home, you should think about choice and a better built home. Next, you would like to figure out how you're going to situate the house on the lot you have. Maybe you want to angle a little bit, and you need to clear that with zoning and planning to give your house a little bit of flavor. And it might, sometimes, especially depending on where the street's situated according to your home and the driveway, you might sit back off the driveway with a little room on your lot where you're able to angle it more towards the away from the main streets, or angle the front of the house more towards a certain area and giving more privacy towards the rear of the home. Or the home might just sit, right there on parallel to the actual street. However, those are things you actually go over with zoning and planning, and decisions on how your home sits and is built, because how you have your home built does affect the rest of the aesthetic of the community, which is a major point. Because if Your home sort of looks, a lot of people want to say, it's my home. I should be able to put whatever I want or however I want, and pretty much you can, especially if you're open to actually working with planning and zoning instead of feeling like you have to work against planning and zoning, and you're able to actually create your dream home in the exact space, in the exact way that you wanted to create your dream home. And isn't that the goal? Just to put your dream home when and where you want to put it. Oops, I see. I better plug up too. Hold for a moment, please. Back. So, working with planning and zoning, instead of feeling like you have to work against planning and zoning, allows you to create your dream home the way you want to create it, where you want to create it, and how you want to create it. Instead of thinking like you have to work against planning and zoning just because, at first, and here's the thing, these are still people. So, as long as there is not a rule that says you can't do something, things are open to interpretation. So all you have to do is kindly ask. And just asking is a simple question of, is it that I cannot do this? Is it that this hasn't been done before? Because saying I cannot do this and this hasn't been done before is two different things. And asking those questions in that manner will allow you at least to get some peace, because you'll know if sometimes you cannot do things in certain areas, and then sometimes it's just the fact that some things have not been done before, and therefore you have to be the one to do it. Then dates, what dates, the dates you're actually going to come to the closing table, the date you're actually going to, well, the date that you need to have funds at the closing table, the date that you're going to close, if there is some kind of down payment that needs to be made, the date that's due, then the date they're going to break ground, the date of the foundation. In our example, or in our situations, we have the dates of the foundation, the completeness of the foundation, and the actual home inspection that's done. That's a date, and then another stage or another draw of the home is done, and then there's another date, and then the COO or the completion of the home, and that's another date. So we have about 3 dates, at most four, including foundation, having that checked. And you want these actual, if people can actually give you a roundabout dates, because, for example, found your foundation takes 28 days to cure. So that's a date that definitely needs to be, you need to be mindful of and understand, because you do not want your home built on soup. You want that to be a good, solid foundation pour where the footings and everything are done properly and poured properly for your home. So your home is level and not sinking, and is put there the best way your home can be put. Then you have your actual close. That's when you actually go to the closing date and get your clothes, and you're on your way to your new construction home. Now, the thing that we say we're going to actually discuss over today is you have your house, now find a lot. So we'll just pick, let's see, if we were doing the Joshua. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Oops. There we go. Okay, like for example, the Joshua is 26 feet wide by 30 feet in depth. For our lots, our lots are 40. Well, one of our lots, like for example, 2163 and 2167 Flagstaff, those lots are 40 feet wide. And in Port Charlotte, you need to have a 15-foot setback on your sides. So that's 7.5 feet each side. So what you're looking at is this home, we would actually modify it and take a foot off of the actual front, side of the home, and add that to the rear or the front of the home for square footage, so that you would be able to fit this beautiful home on, or we would be able to fit this beautiful home for you on the lot of your choosing. And as you can see, the helpful house designs, all your little bubble window always pops up to ask if you need help. And if you do happen to go by the house designers just looking at plans and the bubble window pops up, just say, I'm here just to say hey from WA, or I heard about this company from Walter. That would be great. Just to let them know that, I am sharing them and I'm thankful for the opportunity they have given me. We're on their preferred builder list. Isn't that great? Well, our contractors are on their preferred builder list. Isn't that great? Okay. So, oh, I'm sorry. So we're going back and we're looking at the 26 feet wide by 30 feet in depth. So you would figure that the front of the lot, just sort of close your mind, close your eyes, and think about the front of the lot. And on the front of the lot, I'm out of Coca Cola. On the front of the lot, you have to have a setback of 20 feet. So you add the 20 plus the 30, which would give you 50 feet. Then you would add in the rear of the lot, you need to have 25 feet. So that's 25 plus 50, which would give you 75 feet. The whole entire lot is 130. So, no, excuse me, those are lots are 125. So you figure that's 45 plus 30, which is 75, which gives you 50 additional feet. So you have 50 additional feet from the house, just that's just to the rear setback. So there's a lot of crazy great things you can do at your home. Like just looking at the Joshua, you have the that great deck. You can see that amazing deck from this view. And oops, let me go ahead and close this. Let's see. Oops, I just want to see the actual home plan. There we go. It's lower. Yeah, you have this great view. So you're up on the terrace and you're enjoying your amazing view. And as you can see, the rear of the home, or funny thing is up by the words, is where we can actually add the additional actual since we would be taking off a foot by 1 feet by 30 feet. Yep. So that's what we would actually add onto the rear or the front of the home to make sure we maintain your square footage and create that beautiful aesthetic of home for you. Can you just see it? You're just coming home, you walk in, you walk up, grab some off the coffee bar, walk up to the master suite, sit down for a few minutes, and then just walk out to the terrace where you sit and relax with your friends and family. Great way, great day to come home to. Nice, simple, easy plan to work with. So these are just some thoughts, if you decide to think or look at the actual Joshua, there are so many plans to choose from. The Joshua is just one that we happen to actually choose because we like the idea of the beautiful indoor outdoor living, the opportunity of being able to enjoy the master suite and have that wonderful terrace is just something fantastic. I mean, just something to just thoroughly enjoy. Having the master suite, and then, you have your master bath, and everything up on the upper level. You have the wonderful terrace. And okay, so let's try a different. Let's look at another pair of plans. Let's look at let's see, this is called the Maidstone. And this plan is 22 inches wide by, I mean, 22 feet wide by 46 feet deep. So if you're actually doing the lot sizes and you're figuring you need to add 45 feet, square feet to the depth dimension of the home for the amount of square footage used with your home and setbacks. So you figure 45 plus 46 is 91 square feet, which allows you another 34 square feet. That's just in between your home and your setback for the home from the rear property line. And the front of the home is at 20 feet off the front property line, unless you want to situate the house in a different manner. So that's what you want to think about. You just want to, and I'll even go to a different plan from the house designers. We'll just go to their, let's see, View house plan 11396. Okay, so you see, for example, this house plan is for a driftwood hollow 3-bedroom modern farmhouse style house plan 11396. And see how they say the same thing, find your dream home, chat now. So what you're gonna need is, if you had this house already and you were looking for a lot, you're gonna need a lot that has at least, you're looking at 68.8 feet as far as the width. So you say 68.8, you could say 69, or I would just give yourself some breathing room and just say 70. And if you said 70 and you want 15 feet on your, you need 15 feet for your setbacks of how wide, that's the smallest lot you could put this on, which would be 85 feet. So you're figuring 85 feet wide, and then you want to add the 45 feet to the depth. So you figure that 59 feet 10 inches is really just 60 square feet, or 60 feet rather, 60 linear feet rather, not square feet, forgive me. That's 60 linear feet. And that is, plus the 45 gives you 105 feet as far as your front to back setbacks with footage. So you figure with that 105 feet, you have an additional 20 feet of where the house could be off the front or rear for setbacks, because you need the rear setback of 25 feet and you need the front setback of 20 feet. So, you just got to be mindful of having that front setback and the rear setback, as well as the, sorry, I was thinking about something for a moment. So you got to think about that front setback as well as the rear setback. And you see this home is 2,002, really 2,199 square feet, or 2,199 square feet. And you can figure it pretty much like this. That's the square footage of the home. So you figure 70 times 60 is 4,200 square feet. So you figure that's 2,199. So you figure there's another aspect of the home I forgot to also mention. Now, just because you have in this case, the lot size, it helps immensely with the actual full layout square footage, or linear footage of a home, because you're able to see exactly how it would fit. Because normally, if it was just a home with no garage, because this garage is what adds because this is only 2,200 square feet. It's 60 by 60 for your depth and 70 for your width, is a 4,200 square foot area. So that means that's additional 1,900 square feet of actual area that this home encompasses. And that includes, they have in this situation probably the driveway, the garages. I think that's a 2-car garage. It doesn't look like it's a three. Yeah, it looks like a two. And let's just bounce around this little goody goody. Ooh, goodness, that looks good. And we can do this for you. Man, that house really looks good. So, mm, mm. Whew, this house looks really good. Mm. And the great thing about this is, you see this plain wall? We can decorate this wall. Not only can we decorate this wall, let's see, which wall is this on the house? This the rear wall? No, that's one of the side walls. There are so many things we can do with this side wall because this is like the front of the house on the left, rear of the house on the I'm sorry, forgive me. The front of the house is on the right, the rear house is on the left because you see the front. I think that's it. Let me wait, let me see because I forgot the back actually does have. Ooh, let me go back and look because I think the actual. Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. That's the rear of the house. Yes, so the rear of the house is on the right and the front of the house is on the left. And you can put a with this. They have it. It's just sort of drab, but imagine like a whole little patio area with a swing and stone fire pits and swimming pool or just a nice lounging area. That new kind of what I call a rock pit, and it's not like actual rocks. What it actually is comfortable concrete formed into relaxing furniture along with cushions to give you a relaxing experience, which would be this would be a great place for that type of a lounge area on the side of the home. And you see this amazing plan. So you have the nice rear porch, the nice, really nice rooms, the two-car garage. It's just a great house. Just a great house. So we're going to go ahead and close this out. We thank you for taking a moment out to listen to us today as we've gone over our thoughts on our shoe, our really good shoe called, yes, I'm looking it up myself. You know exactly what your dream house home looks like. Time to figure out what kind of lot your dream house would go on. So that's how you figure this out. So thank you for taking your time out to listen to us. As mentioned before, if you're in Florida, we have the lot at 256 Ravenswood in Port Charlotte, Florida. We're excited to put the one scoop, two scoop, three scoop Sunday or banana split on. That's the one bedroom in the Greenlee, the two bedroom with office that can also be converted into a bedroom. The Joshua with the actual outdoor upstairs patio, beautiful and lower patio. The Melia, which is more of a three bedroom, two bath home, beautiful two-story. And all those homes will fit on the Ravenswood lot, as well as those homes would fit on 2163 or 2167 Flagstaff. Then, if you're thinking more along the lines of something a little bit more luxurious, you can look at the Avalon, which is a 1,581 square foot home, and that fits nicely. And that's on our what we call a Sunday or three bedroom, two bath, two car garage with a whirlpool bath and kitchen nook. We call that our modest luxury home. Then, if you're thinking about the banana split, that's all the trims and trimmings where you actually have your kitchen on the second level to enjoy your home and your living on your second level, as well as your bedrooms on the first level and the master on the second level. So it's a beautiful two-story home with upper deck patio, which makes it three stories. And it's amazing. Outdoor patios in the rear of the home. The upper patio encompasses the whole and full entire span of the home. And you just have something great to work with for your home. And that is the Riverside. That's an amazing home that will fit on the at 256 Ravenswood or at 2163 and 2167 Flagstaff. And that home is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3-car garage. Oops. Let's see. It is a That's cute. It's a big home. That's so cute. Let's see. Wait a minute. Do 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 do. 3,543 square foot home. And that's not including your actual outdoor space and outdoor patio space. And that's in the Riverside. And all these homes we can actually have completed before Christmas. Isn't that amazing? We can have you in your home, enjoying your home before Christmas. So we can actually have you home for Christmas. Isn't that great? And we're looking to actually have you home for Christmas. All you need to do is give us a call at 941-218-0268. That's 941-218-0268. Or go to pcfhome.com. That's P as in port, C as in Charlotte, F as in Florida, home.com. Or you can go to our email address at pcfhome2023@gmail.com. That's pcfhome2023@gmail.com. Or go to pcfhome, that's P as in port, C as in Charlotte, F as in Florida, home.com to see these and many other lovely homes. We thank you for your time today and listening to us and our thoughts about new construction homes, allowing us to consult you on these matters. My name is W.A. Boykin II. Thank you for your time today. Have a good day, have a good week, and have a good life. PCF Home, a choice in a better built home. Bye bye.